Hey, I'm Alexander, and today we'll take a look at D13, which is a new single dynamic driver IEM from Letshuoer. The sample for today's episode was kindly provided by Letshuoer in exchange for my honest review. As always, I'm not paid to say anything in particular about the product, and all thoughts and opinions in today's episode are my own. Letshuoer D13 is a new dynamic driver IEM designed and manufactured by Shuoer Acoustic Technology Company Limited. It features a custom 13mm DLC diaphragm dynamic driver, and it comes in two color schemes. The headphones arrive in a stylish medium-sized carton box with a sleeve. On the front of the sleeve there is an illustration of IEM, on the back of the sleeve there is a list of technical specifications. Inside the sleeve we have a box. In this box there is a Letshuoer D13 IEM's detachable 2-pin cable, 2 sets of tuning filters, 3 pairs of black silicone ear tips, 3 pairs of white silicone ear tips, Letshuoer product catalog, manual, warranty card, and a carrying case. Taking into consideration the price of this IEM, the package is quite generous. Impedance of this IEM is 16 ohms, sensitivity is 105 dB. Cable is removable and has 0.78mm 2-pin connectors. Now let's talk about design and build. D13 shells are compact and they are made from aluminum alloy. They have a barrel-shaped body, they are well constructed and feel robust in the hand. The faceplate features 3 arc shapes that are filled with red paint. Each earpiece has 4 vent holes, 1 small arc-shaped vent on the faceplate and 3 more round vents on the inside part of the shell near the nozzle. The nozzles are on the shorter side. There is a metal mesh at the end of each nozzle that protects the IEMs from dust and ear wax, and also a small lip that helps with ear tips retainment. The nozzles are actually an interchangeable tuning filters, and there are 2 sets included, the silver ones and the gold ones. Both filters have different impact on the sound, and we will discuss it later in this review. 2-pin connector sockets are color-coded, matching the cable connector ends on the stock 2-pin cable, and it helps you easily distinguish the left and right earpiece when you pick up the IEMs. The connectors feel snugly in the sockets, which I liked. The IEM comes with 6 sets of silicone ear tips. The white ear tips are shorter and wider compared to the black silicone ear tips. All tests in my review have been performed using the white ear tips and the gold nozzles. Overall, the build quality is excellent. There's a lot of attention to small details in the build, and I liked how the IEMs look. Now a couple of words about fit and comfort. The shells are small, they are light and have ergonomic shape. The nozzles are on the shorter side, but finding a good fit and seal with the stock ear tips wasn't problem at all. The insertion depth of this IEM is average, and I found D13 to be very comfortable during long listening sessions. The IEMs have the detachable cable, which has 0.78mm 2-pin connectors. There is 2 versions of cable available, with 3.5mm single-ended connector and 4.4mm balanced connector. My sample arrived with 3.5mm connector. The cable looks great. It's 1.2 meters long, made out of 4 core monocrystalline copper wire, and it has a tight braid, Y splitter, and a plastic chin slider. There is a straight 3.5mm connector on one end and 2 color-coded 0.78mm 2-pin connectors on the other ends. The cable is very low in microphonics, which, considering the size of the shells, was surprising. The included black platter carry case with internal pocket easily holds the IEMs with the cable attached. Now let's talk about the sound. Please note that all sound impressions that I'm sharing on my channel are completely subjective, so please take them with a grain of salt. D13 has a U-shaped sound signature, and while it's not the most sensitive IEMs, you don't need a lot of amplification to drive it. I had no issues driving it for my Samsung Galaxy S10 that was able to bring the stereo to my comfort levels of volume with additional headroom left. The overall sound signature is natural and warm, with a boosted low end and energetic treble. 13mm driver provides a lot of low end rumble and authority, the mids are a bit recessed, and the treble provides smooth yet detailed picture. The IEMs come with two interchangeable nozzles or filters. The gold filters increase the upper mid-range presence and energy, making overall presentation a bit more defined, and they also add some additional air to the treble. All my sound impressions in this review are with the stock white ear tips and gold nozzles. The bass on D13 is punchy, slightly rounded, and has a good weight, body and speed. The 13mm driver provides a lot of rumble and authority, and the bass is far from being neutral. The sub-bass extension is good and mid-bass has a good amount of punch, but I still wouldn't call this pair a bass head pair. Sub-bass and mid-bass balance each other well, with sub-bass having just a little bit of more energy. Bass texture and details are good for this price point, it's well controlled, and for myself this IEM just has enough of bass for most genres. But if you want more bass, I got good news for you, as this pair responds well to EQ, so you can add a few more dB to low frequencies without making them cluttered or muddy. Despite the fact there is some minimal bass bleed into lower mids, the lower mid-range lacks some weight. Mid-range is a bit recessed, but due to upper mids the notes are well defined and have a fair amount of details. The upper mid-range is boosted, making vocals, both male and female, quite forward, and with the poor recorded material they can be a little bit overemphasized, so vocals in such recordings can sound a bit harsh. Overall, the clarity of mid-range is good, it's got a natural timbre, enough presence and definition. The treble on D13 is smooth yet detailed and energetic, but it falls off a little bit early for my personal taste, resulting in some lack of air. At the same time, the treble is not sibilant or sharp at all, so it will be appealing to those sensitive to treble. The treble sounds natural, but I personally think that this IEM could benefit from a better treble extension. Treble doesn't have a lot of sparkle, but it's lively enough to add necessary clarity to the mix. In addition, gold filters slightly improve the treble presentation too. Overall, the treble is smooth and it works really well with the warm tonality of this IEM. It's still detailed, but non-fatiguing at all, making this IEM a safe choice for long listening sessions. Now a couple words about soundstage and imaging. D13 soundstage depth and width is average, and it's more deep than wide. Even though the soundstage is not overly large, it doesn't sound busy. It's well organized, quite spacious, and instrument placement is correct. There is a good sense of distance and dynamics, and thanks to the driver speed, the IEMs have a good overall control. Instrument separation is average, nothing is out of place, and overall presentation really benefits from it. Detail retrieval and micro details retrieval is average, making music sound a bit soft and laid back. Let's summarize. In my opinion, D13 is a very solid pair of IEMs with excellent bass response and a laid-back tuning suited for long listening sessions. Pros: good design and excellent build quality, very comfortable fit, good stock cable, warm and natural tonality, dynamic and engaging sound, excellent bass response with a good punch, lively and rich vocals, and excellent set of accessories. Cons: treble rolls off a bit early for my personal taste, resulting in some lack of air and sparkle. Detail retrieval is not the strongest part of this IEM, and soundstage width is average. D13 is a well-built, comfortable IEM with a warm and laid-back tonality, and this makes this pair a great pair for mobile use or for long listening sessions. In addition, it can be driven with ease by many portable sources. But I need to mention that this pair won't be appealing to those who seek neutral tonality, extensive detail retrieval, or technicalities. Overall, I can easily recommend D13 to anyone looking for a well-tuned warm IEM that has a musical, lively and slightly laid-back sound signature with a well-defined and punchy bass. Alright guys, that's all from me for today, and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.